Readers, Matthew Sweeney will now officially launch Revival number 17. Matthew Sweeney.
Poetry magazines are the lifeblood of any poet. It's the one area of writing where you have to have a reputation before a publisher will publish you. Sitting back at home and sending out your manuscripts and expecting to get Faber and Faber or Zika and Vlabach or any of these other publishers to take you is a big, big, big dream. It will not ever happen. Seamus Heaney, the most famous Irish poet in recent times, published 3 poems in the New Statesman, and this was noticed by Faber. So they came to him and they wanted to publish him. But if he hadn't published in the New Statesman, they would not have come to him. When I was starting to get going in the mid-70s, I was in London with my friend Aidan Murphy, a Cork poet now resident in Dublin, and we kept firing the poems out to the little magazines. And a thing would come back, and I would hair around to him and say, "I had a poem taken by Omens." And he would say, "You bastard, they rejected me." And then a week later I'd go around and he would say to me, "I had 3 poems taken by Lines Review." And I said, "They didn't take any of mine." And so we had this wonderful rivalry, but in the middle of it was all the small magazines. And then I decided it was time I started editing a small magazine of my own. So with an artist from County Monaghan called Joe Mallon, who had a big moustache, a Zapata moustache, Joe and I decided to do a broadsheet called Crack Looking Glass. One of our contributors is in this room, Knut Skinner. And he used to keep sending me poems, and it was a pleasure to get them. And we tried to mix an eclectic mix of new poets, famous poets. Not all the famous poets would answer the letter. The great Scots poet W.S. Graham sent me 2 poems one day, and I thought, wow, amazing. I wrote to all the people, no answers. I wrote to Samuel Beckett. A letter came, spidery handwriting, from Paris one day. I'd sent him a copy of the broadsheet, and inside was, "Alas, I am not writing poetry anymore, but I like your broadsheet. Here is a check. Can I be a subscriber? Will you send me a copy of this every time it comes out?" He was my first subscriber. You know something? I lost the letter. But anyway, magazines are brilliant. Without magazines, there would be no poetry, because it's only a very small amount of people who make it to books. And even when you do make it to books, you have to publish all the poems that go in the book in magazines. And the wider range of magazines you can publish in, the better. And also, you're hoping that those magazines might review the book when the book comes out. So, take away magazines, you take away poetry. It's fantastic to be here at the launch of Revival. May it keep going, and fantastic magazine.